Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your man, DJ Ronnie here with you. All flavors for the Savior. Man, I sound like I'm on my hip-hop praise show and things. Oh, yeah, radio show. Shout out to the listeners that's tuning in as well. But yes, this is Sound Sessions, Gospel Soul on Blast. That's right, where we putting the kingdom on blast, letting you know that, hey, God is good. Kingdom music is here. And, hey, you need to know him as your Lord and personal Savior. Hey, I got a great show lineup for you. Got an artist, man. One of the founding fathers. So I guess I can call him that because, man, look, he's put out some hits from back in the day and is still doing things, and we're going to talk to him in a little bit. But look, you just hold tight. All right, I'm telling you don't want to miss this interview. Let me go ahead and run a few commercials, and hey, we'll be back right after this. Yeah.
It's that grown folk gospel radio, soul school gospel, classic urban gospel, and today's R&B. Taking you back to the old school. It's Soul School Gospel Radio.
Crazy right now, and you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, again, you saw those announcements there where I'll be, things we got going on. And if you're in the A, come on through. All right. We'd love to have you. And also shout outs to you artists out there. Make sure you go on blastmusic247.com. If you're an independent artist out there, you want to get your music on there for sure. All right. I'm telling you, hey, it's definitely going on. And also, hey, if you like to be interviewed here, like marketing promotions or so, or if you like to be a sponsor, whatever, and even want to check out my radio station, go to my website, djronnieron.net. All right. And hey, yes, we got everything here for you. Okay. I'm doing a lot of great things. God has opened them doors. Been in this for over 34 years or so, or probably even more. I don't know, but hey, I'm still here by the grace of God. All right. What's up, Kenny Smith? How you doing? Yes. AEG Radio Network that's definitely checking us out right now. And all those who are on Instagram, thank you all so much for tuning in as well. Hey, without further ado, as I said, I have a special guest. Hey, and again, I love all my guests, but hey, this is one of those special ones that has been a part of the foundation of Christian hip hop, gospel rap, whatever you want to call it, man. Hey, it is what it is. Okay. We are, I want to bring this brother because I just, actually, his music was one of my earliest introductions to Christian rap or gospel rap, whatever you want to call it. I heard it on a contemporary Christian station on a Saturday night. Matter of fact, we'll talk about it once I bring him on. Hey, let's welcome to Sound Sessions, my man Mike E is in the house. Mike E.
The Trinity with you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, sir.
They used to ask me all the time, why are you throwing up gang signs? I said, because I'm with the gang of three, the Father, the Son, and the Holy One. That's the Trinity right there.
Oh, man.
I was just trying to fit, right? I was just trying to fit.
Hey, man, you fit very well, man. We appreciate you. Kenny Smith, hey, one of the legends as well in urban gospel, even Christian hip hop and soul. Kenny Smith, God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes. Hey, Mike E, man. It's a pleasure, man, having you on, man. You've been doing music for so long. Yeah. Hey, again, we are honored, man. And again, we thank you for being part of the foundation of Christian hip hop. First of all, let's start with you. And how did you get into music? Because man, you are awesome. Man,
wow. Okay, so my very first introduction to music, obviously, was at my dad's church. We were Church of God in Christ, so we was bumping.
All right.
In fact, my grandfather who built the church, it was his church first, but his legacy is that he built and designed Mason Temple in Memphis. Where Martin did the speech right before he got assassinated the night before. Yeah, my grandfather built that spot, so he was very inclined to acoustics and stuff like that. So Matty Clark and all of them was cutting records at my dad's church back then. You know what I mean? Wow. And so, but yeah, if you look on the covers of those old Southwest Michigan records, that church is the church I grew up in. So I grew up playing drums, of course. And guess who Guess who I used to have to let up and play sometimes in those sessions?
Who's that?
Karen Clark.
Oh man, wow, the Clark sister, Karen Clark.
Dude,
Wow.
Karen was a smoking drummer back then, dude, and she was a girl, you know. So back then,
Mhm.
she was the original Sheila E. There you go.
Really? There you go. Wow.
Oh, yeah,
Man.
she could bring the noise, dude. But so anyway, I was playing drums and stuff, and then I'm gonna do the Cliff Notes version. So this is around 14, maybe 15 years old. There was a guy named Roger Palmer in my dad's church that was starting a band at the church, and of course, I wanted to do the drums, but this new family had just joined the church, and I'll never forget this dude had a brand new. You remember the gold sparkle Ludwig drum kits back then? That mother was hooked
Yes.
up. So
Yes, sir.
naturally they wanted him to play. So this is the bottom line where the carpet is. Reason that I started playing guitar because I wanted to be in the band so bad out of nowhere. I just said, man, I got a guitar at home. What it was is that a traveling evangelist that was running revival at my dad's church back then, they used to stay at my dad's house. You know, you stay at the pastor's house, our house. And so he wanted to play guitar while he was there for 2 weeks. So he left it. It belonged to somebody at the church. So it popped in my head. And I said, man, I got a guitar at home. Now, the reason I could say that is because I was already playing cello and French horn in high school. I mean, in school, junior high school back then. And the reason I was doing that is because your boy was dyslexic, but back then they didn't know what that meant. You know what I mean? They just thought I was lazy. So when I found out that the music classes met at the same time as the science and the math classes, naturally, I'm just like, okay, cool. This is just a way for me to get out of class because it was driving me crazy that I couldn't keep up. So, and then I was playing cello. So in my mind, I said, well, if I could play cello, then I could flip that over and play guitar. So that's how I ended up playing guitar. That was my, I started out playing with one finger and they let me in the band. My dad had to take me to the music store so they could put some strings on it and everything. That's how much I didn't know about it. But from there, I gave up. I kind of slid to the side on the drums. And because I started noticing nobody was kind of hardly playing guitar back then in Detroit. Everybody wanted to be a keyboard player, you know, or organ player. So that led to me, you know, getting into the guitar. So then when you're dyslexic, you don't read a lot at all, if any, because everything is backwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got into visual education early. Now, what I mean by that is that anything that was on TV concerning music, I was there. Don Kirshner's rock concert, Saturday Night Fever, Midnight Special that came on Saturday nights. Any one of the talk shows that had a musical guest on it. Now, watch this. I'm gonna tell you where my mind was at 14, 15 years old. I didn't like Soul Train musical guests that much. Now, don't get it twisted. I love who they were.
Right.
But if you remember, they never played on Soul Train. There was all lip sync every time somebody was on Soul Train.
Right. It sure was.
It was
sure was. Lip sync.
So that didn't keep my attention at all. You know what I mean? But what kept me watching was, believe it or not, here's some more trivia. This is what happened when you old as I am. You know who the very first gospel artist to appear on Soul Train was? And I'm gonna help you out. It wasn't Andre Crouch, and it wasn't not one of the Hawkins famous. You know who it was?
No, you got me on
Rance Allen. It was Rance Allen.
Stax Records, right?
Yeah.
Rance Allen. Yes.
Ain't no need of crying when it's raining. And
okay.
You know, and because watch this. Another reason why Rance was so dear to my heart is because Rance did his thing. You know what I mean? Doing Soul Train and the Jamaican Festival, but they never once complained about him. They never kicked him out of the church. You know, they never said he was ashamed and stuff and all of that. You know, so but Rance, Rance weighed almost 375, and Rance would get up in a musical, not even at a hall, in a church, and play his guitar and turn around and shake his butt at the audience. And they just laugh and crack up. Which is the irony. Is because when I started rapping, they was ready to send me straight to hell.
Man, especially in the Koji church, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, for real? What?
Here's some more trivia. Out of the whole career I had, like if you go on my site, you see all of the things that God blessed me to accomplish, I never once rapped at my dad's church, not at my own dad's church, or my
Uh-huh.
brother's church, or Bailey
Wow.
Cathedral, or any church in Detroit. I never rapped at. You know.
Wow.
Now watch this. I rapped in the Palace of Auburn Hills where the Pistons played. I rapped in the Silver Dome where the Lions played because I was with Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith back then, and they was
Yeah,
balling.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't watch this. I wasn't really complaining about rapping in your little bitty church back then because we was out with six semis. I mean, 4 semis and 6 buses. You know what I'm saying? And stuff was blowing up, and I'm playing my guitar the way I want to play. You know. So anyway, from
Wow.
there, this is where my career made a turn. Like I said, this is the major fork in the road of me
Yeah.
becoming a guitar player. Now,
Mhm.
I could have went to the left. Now, when I say left, I don't mean the bad left. It's just a fork, right? You go one way or
Right.
the other.
Yes, sir.
And ended up like the masters, I call them, like Johnny Dubose and Eric Price and
Mhm.
all of them cats, who are amazing chord rhythm players because they came up playing with all the quartets, right?
Right.
So one afternoon, I went to a vocational school because I had a music scholarship, playing cello and French horn. I ended up in the Detroit Junior Symphony Orchestra. Wasn't really a thing, and this is no bite off of Dallas Austin because he wasn't even thinking about being born yet when I went through that. And so one day we didn't have music that day, and
Mhm.
so I skipped. Now, children, don't look at this as something positive, but I just couldn't sit in that class all day. It would drive me crazy. So I
Right.
ended up walking downtown Detroit. There was a place called Cobo Hall back then. And since I was watching all of these shows on TV, I recognized these buses with the Eagles and stuff painted on the side. So
Uh-huh.
back then, the chords were so big that they kept the stage door open. So I creeped in with my backpack on, 16 years old, ended up standing behind the monitor man while this
Mhm.
guy was doing his sound check. And
Uh-huh.
Doc, when I tell you, I had never in my life witnessed anything that sounded remotely close to that, the way his guitar sounded in Cobo Arena by himself doing a
Uh-huh.
sound check. And then he came over there to say something to the monitor guy, and he saw me standing behind him, and he probably was like, "Who the heck is this little kid?" Because nobody paid attention to me. Nobody.
Uh-huh.
The crew were walking by, managers walking by, because so he flicked me a pick, and I picked it up and took it home and put it in my mom's Bible. But I went immediately to the music store and said,
Uh-huh.
"Why is this guy's guitar sounding like this, and why doesn't mine?" And the guy laughed, and he said, "You can get these little pedals to imitate that at home." He said, "But dude, he's playing through 48 boxes over his head and 24 subs under the stage, and he got like 2,500 watts per side coming out of his guitar rig." Guess
Wow.
who it was, man?
Who was it?
Because I called my boy Jet and said, "Man, we got to go to this show tonight and see this." It was Neil Schon from Journey. It was Journey's show that night, and I had never
Oh,
even heard
man.
of it. Ever.
Legends.
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
Legend rock band.
See?
Yeah. Journey.
And then what's this? I grew up with all these vocalists, the Winans and the Park Girls and Vanessa and James Moore, all of
Yeah, and
But
then you even play behind them too, right? Commission and all
yeah,
of them too. Right?
that's what I mean. I toured with all these people. But when I
Wow.
heard Steve Perry from Journey
Steve
sing
Perry,
the way
yeah.
he sang all night long,
Uh-huh.
never got hoarse, there wasn't no stems, wasn't no tracks. I was turned out. I said, that's what I have to do. So these little
Wow.
Sunday afternoon programs with the 15 quartet groups and all that little stuff. And I got tired of getting shushed by everybody that I played for. You know what I mean?
Come on.
They turn around and shush you. You're too loud. You're too good. Because once I bought my first distortion box, dude, it was a wrap after that.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got tired of being shushed. And I noticed that Journey had a keyboard player. They had a lead vocals, but Neil Schoen's guitar was not hidden. Nobody shushed him. He was a part of the show. So I said, well, they respect what I want to do, so I
Right.
leaned that way, which is why fast forward all the way up to the 90s when I got my deal at Simon Reunion. Ironically, the reason I signed with Reunion is because they had the tour, the Michael W. Smith tour they offered me
Right.
to do. And this is what brought it all together for me. I almost cried in their office. They didn't know why. They said, do you think that you could? They were like, we know you've been with Whitney and BB and CC and everybody, Sheila. do you think you can play arena rock? And dude, my mind went all the way back to that 15-year-old kid that was standing there listening to this dude play this guitar. Because
Wow.
I bought four Journey albums, but they was
Mhm.
all the same album because they kept wearing out back then. And that's
Uh-huh.
how much I played along with them every single day, dude. When I came home from school, put that record
Amazing.
on, grab my guitar, put my headphones on because my mom wouldn't let me play the record in the house.
Yeah,
So all
man,
she
because
could
that's that
hear was
devil's music, man.
yeah,
That's that devil's music.
all she could hear, yeah, all she could hear was my guitar. You know, she wasn't hearing what I was playing too. And
Man,
so, but I mimicked that sound. I mimicked Neil's sound, and I promised God that I would do what I would do as long as I ended up there. And when I did, 90 cities, 6 buses, you know, 5 trucks, and 90 by 120-foot deep stage and stuff blowing
wow.
up and lights and up. That first night I came out on stage, and I got to rap my record too in the middle of the show while he changed clothes. That
Oh,
was the
man.
epitome. Nobody can tell me that dreams come true is a cliche. It's not a cliche. They
Come on,
actually
man.
come true.
Man,
You know,
see
and
you see you worked out the scripture that faith without works is dead, you know, and so
it's
you put
dead.
in that work and
I put the
everything, man.
work in. I put the
Yes.
work in before. I mean, I'm a kid living on the west side of Detroit in a 900 square foot house with my mom and dad and brother and sister. And I said that to say I'm as far away from an arena gig as you could possibly be. You know,
Wow.
and I'm playing in the corner of my dad's church behind the organ. And
Mhm.
watch this. This is funny. My mom used to love to hear me play Amazing Grace. In fact, everybody in my extended family, I played that at so many funerals and weddings and this, that, and the other. It was almost like the Purple Rain of it back then.
Okay.
But my brother was accompanying me at one time, and I had fooled around and watched Woodstock. So when my brother started playing, I told him to stop.
Uh,
And I played Amazing Grace by myself. But I had just got a wah-wah pedal, and I had a distortion pedal. So I played Amazing Grace the same way Jimmy did the Star Spangled Banner.
wow.
with
This
the
is
whammy,
just a
with the
Jimi
whammy
Hendrix,
bar.
man.
Yeah,
What?
now watch this. People in church, you gotta realize this black church in the 70s had never heard a guitar sound like that before. So
Mm,
in their minds, God gave me this special gift, and he gave my guitar this special sound, you know, that they had
uh-huh.
never heard. I mean, dude, I'm putting the guitar in front of the amp, like in my dad's church,
Uh,
okay, and letting it feedback and stuff. And they
wow.
loved it. And so, and because of that, that's why I went in the direction I did. And if you listen to the early commission records, you'll hear a lot of those Journey licks on the end. And I was
Man,
always known for rock guitar.
man, hey, that is my group commission. And yeah, you playing
Commission?
behind
Yeah,
the
no
rock.
doubt.
Oh my God, that is all. And matter of fact, we're
Dude.
gonna get into a couple of your music and everything. And, hey, my man Kid Smith said
Yeah.
he still have your Mikey cassette tape. So, hey,
Yeah, watch it though. I bet you can't find no cassette player though.
I know. Exactly. Hey, well, look, I got all your albums, man, and that's a collector's item, man. That's,
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah, I
especially
bought a record player this year too.
oh, really? Hey, well, look, man, that second album, we definitely gonna talk about that for sure. But hey, I
Right.
want to get into this. Is the song that I heard on a Christian radio station, a contemporary Christian radio station
Okay.
on a Saturday night down there in Florida, and man, when
Okay.
your song "Housing" came on, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, man, this is what I'm talking about. Hey, how did that song
Really?
come about? Yes, sir.
Housing came about because I had to. And you talk about living the dream. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I was wanting to be an artist that couldn't work. You can't work me too much. You know, if I got to do an interview in New Orleans and I got to be in LA in an hour to do the Arsenio and I got to go to New York to do Saturday Night Live all in the same day, that's the artist I
Wow.
wanted to be. You know? So
Wow.
I had to cut my record fast enough to get it ready because Michael W. Smith's tour was leaving in a month. So here I am. I'm going to rehearsal with the show from 9 to 6 every day. I'm leaving there. I'm going to the studio from 6 p.m. to whenever we got done. And I'm back at rehearsal 5 days a week. And sometimes I would tell Mike, I got to go lay this vocal down, you know, and come back. So Housing came about. Most of the stuff was either written in my car or in the shower. And that's not a cliche either. But Housing just dropped on me. The whole team fell at once. All the verses, the hooks, and everything. And Jet and myself, Jet did the track, but we were not trying to be Jammin' Lewis, but we had a marriage like that. So
Gotcha.
Jet would hand me a cassette tape with like 10 or 15 tracks, nothing but tracks. And his tracks would literally speak to me. I could literally hear the hooks coming out and stuff already when there wasn't nothing on there. So when Houston happened to be the first song on there, and I just started grooving with it, and that bass line got me. And of course, BBD was out back then, and it was hot.
Yeah.
And so Houston was a slang back then. We Houston the joint. Everybody.
We Houston. Yep.
So,
Sure.
So that's how Houston came about.
Hey,
and then they found out the record company. I'm gonna let you play it. The record company found out I could dance a little bit. You know, that's just from being so good. Which is why the video came out like it did. They wanted me to dance on the video. Now I'm really literally panicking on the inside, like, whoa, how is mama gonna take this? You know what I'm saying? And, man, I'm getting ready to get kicked out of church for sure. So I said, I may as well go for it.
Dancing for the devil, all the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And play my guitar in just a vest with no shirt. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. Oh man, that's strip tease up in here. No,
man, no doubt.
Hey, well, here it is, guys. Hey, if this is your first time checking it out, check it out right here, man. This is some dancing for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God, Lisa Joy and Regina. Thank you for Brits.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live together.
And we'll be housing.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live together.
Here we go again, my friend. Another story to tell, another heart to win. To catch a brother who fell and bring a sister into the house that we're housing. And when I say we, I mean me and the G-Rap Posse. Back to the max by the Holy Trinity. If you're in the sit-in, then you better warn us. Cause when we start hitting, don't try to conform us. We hit the stage and we hit with the rampage. Gone away sin like it was hit with the 12 gauge. I live large and I don't think small. Hold my head high and I'ma stand tall. Squash the down and I'ma kick it to the curb. Pump the up cause it's back by the word. Take the negative and drop it in a hole that I will drop a mouse in. Cause me and my father's house.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live together.
And we'll be housing.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live forever.
From coast to coast and from hall to hall, we jamming them in, we coming wall to wall. Looking for someone with the truth revealing, trying to find more than just a good feeling. I got it, you need it, if you want it, here it is. It's time to make a change and put your life in the hands. So he can take you to a place where you can chill forever. Not down here, this place is much more clever. Talking eternity, sweet serenity is the place that you yearn to be, but first you must learn to be the one that he's calling for. Think of the evermore, his face you must adore just to get through the door. Squash that down and kick it to the curb. Pump the up cause it's back by the word. Take the negative and drop it in a hole that I would drop a mouse in. Cause me and my father's house.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live together.
And we'll be housing.
Come and go with me to my father's house. We can live forever.
What you like, and I like what I like. Forget about what we like, it's all about what he likes. And he likes to be the one who's in control of your heart, of your mind, of your body, and your soul. And I'm down with that, cause he's the one that made me. The power over evil is the power that he gave me. But not only that, he gave me the mind to catch the beat, that lose your feet, to find the groove and drop the rhyme. So here's your chance, dance, move to the Super Jet PG Rap House groove. Squash it down and kick it to the curb. Pump the up cause it's back by the word. Take the negative and drop it in a hole that I would drop a mouse in. To me and my father's house.
Come and go with me to my father's house.
You know why? Cause in my father's house I got a mansion, plenty of space and room for expansion, streets of gold and a crystal sea. Won't you come and go with me?
To my father's house.
Don't you wanna go?
To my father's house.
Wow.
Man, blast from the past, man.
Wow.
I love it, man. I'm telling you, man,
Hey,
that brought
man.
back some great memories.
Now here's the more trivia because the
Yes.
guitar parts that you hear on the video are not on the record.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I noticed that.
after,
Yeah,
but after the record label heard me do a couple of shows with Smitty, they was like, "You got to go back in and do a remix and put some of that guitar on your record," because I was playing those kind of solos in Michael W. Smith's show every night. You know,
man.
so that's why that ended up on it. But watch this. Here's something funny, and then we can keep it moving. Out of all that, you see, all of that work that went into that video, all of that dancing, because that was a 2-day video shoot on videotape at that.
Wow.
All my mother had to say is, "Why did you have to have your arms out like that?"
Oh man.
I said, "Mama, did you listen to any of the lyrics? Did you? All you worried about is what somebody gonna say about. I worked hard on them guns. I'm gonna leave them out too. Believe that."
Oh man, bless
But man,
her heart.
and the thing about houses is that you can still hear very distinctively who I was talking about, what I was
Yes.
talking about. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I love
Because I
about
had to keep I had to keep it gospel for sure.
it.
You know what I mean? But I one thing I did learn from BB as a writer, hanging out with him so much, is that when you listen to the Heaven albums and stuff, BB was a master at letting you know exactly who he was talking about. It really came from Marvin Winans more than BB, without
Oh, really?
having to
Wow.
just say, without having to say Lord, Jesus, and God and Savior
Right.
all the time to explain who you. Because back then, believe it or not, thanks to the devil or whatever, that could be offensive to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on
And
now.
so,
Yeah.
so I had to put it in a vernacular that could be universal, and that's where it came out like that.
Well, hey, I agree with my man Kenny Smith. Said, hey, I used to rock that track "Love." Yes, and the Purple Rain
Love.
tribute as well. Yeah, hey, that was a great song.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what that deal is with that is that my beautiful, adorable, blessed, sweetest woman on the world, wife, passed from cancer in 2007. Everybody knows me.
Oh, I'm
Knows that.
sorry to hear that.
And but she had that voice, that wasn't no fake voice on there. That's her. That's how she sound on the phone. That's how she sound when you talk to her every day. She was just
It was
really,
beautiful.
yeah. The funny thing
was
though
beautiful.
is my mom. Here we go, Mama again, my biggest critic and supporter. Thought it was real. She called me fucking, "Boy, don't you tell me you got married," and didn't tell me. I said, "Mama, it was a record." She thought that proposal was like straight up, like we got married right there in the studio, which we could have, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, that's my sweet. And the other reason I did it is because now my kids, who are now 30 and 32,
Man.
want forever be able to hear their mom's voice whenever they want it.
Genius. That was
Yeah,
genius.
and that's the same thought. I don't know if you're gonna play it or not, but that's the same thought process behind back in the day. The little girl that's on the swing set with me, that's my daughter Tiffany. That's my
okay.
Tiffany. And I had to fight with her big time, dude.
Oh, really?
I
You had to fight with her? Oh, yeah.
She did not want to do it. See, my kids grew up like I was a dad. They didn't grow up like Will Smith and them kids did.
Oh, okay.
I was a dad. I was gone all the time. They see me on TV occasionally. But when that video came out, my daughter Tiffany got blown up in school, man. Like I was Will or somebody. Like she was. What's Jigga's daughter named Blue or something? And so I came to do a career day thing one time, man. And the doctors and lawyers was like, "Man, we going home. Ain't no way we gonna go in there and compete with this," because they showed the video there. And so, but now Tiffany is 41 and got 3 grown kids in college. And
wow, man,
yeah. So, but she's still etched in time on that video, and her kids get to see it now, and their friends and everybody, So I had a plan.
And we check this out. We're gonna get to see it again because I was definitely jamming this back in the day as well. And hey, I'm telling you, this is a very well put together video here. And so here it is, guys. Back in the day.
I'll tell you that after we watch it. Yeah.
All right, here it is. Yeah.
Kevin,
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Why are things the way they are?
What you mean? Why are things the way they are?
Why is it so hard growing up in the city? Was it this hard for you? How did you deal with it?
Wow, baby girl, that's a loaded question. You know what I'm saying? Just tried to do the right thing. A lot of prayer. Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Check it.
Long ago, back in the day, I really didn't know what to do or say. Once a kid from the hood, just trying to do good. Didn't know if I could make it. When you're living in the hood, the days are long. You want to do right, but the evil's strong. It's good thing your mama told you right from wrong, 'cause that's what helped you make it. Now I was just a little hood rat trying to get fat like that. I was sitting on the knee of my pappy. My hair was happy, my things was happy at the crib. I did what I did without a care. My homie stopped to stare as I ride by on my fly 5-speed swing with a grin, saying, "Look, ma, I can do it up with no hands." I hit the ground, now I got a hole in my pants, but I had to get up, dust them off and keep stepping. I'm thinking about the whipping that I knew I would be getting when I got to the crib later on that night. My little sister told, so you know we had to fight, but that's the way it was in the day, and it was cool. All we had to do was eat, sleep, and go to school. But don't get me wrong, it was rough, I can't fake it. But props to my moms and pops, they helped me make it. Not long ago, in the day, I really didn't know what to do or say. Was a kid from the hood, just trying to do good. Didn't know if I could make it. Living in the hood, the days are long. You want to do right, but the evil's strong. It's a good thing your mama told you right from wrong, 'cause that's what helped you make it. Now I ain't hearing all these wannabe G's always talking about the hood ain't good, brother. Please, if you wanna be a real man, do it like we did in the day. Talking in wood players, big a wab in the BK. We never got in with the steel. Had to put up your dukes where you got your nose broke, going knocked down too. All you had was your pride. The strong survived, and even if you lost, you went home alive. Enough respect to the elders on the block. They always had the sense to tell a brother when to stop and look around at the life that you're living, the gifts that you're giving. You know you should be positively driven. It ain't the hood, it's what you do while you up in it. And you know I was a homie that was in it to win it. So when the test came, I was always good to take it. Props to the elders on the block to help me make it.
So yo, Lil Baby, you down with that, right?
That works for you, and I guess it can work for me too.
That's right, that's right. So the next time you in class, you out on the playground or somewhere hanging out, things go wrong, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna make up my own mind. I'm gonna do neither, and I'm always gonna try harder than I have to.
Bet, that's the thing. You know whatever you do, that 9 out of 10 times it's gonna work out right. You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't mean I won't make mistakes.
Of course you're gonna make mistakes. We all do. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep one step. You can do that?
Yeah,
Bet, I'm looking proud, my African princess. I love you.
I love you too.
Now when I look at how it was, I have to trip on how it is. I gotta guide my shorty's future, so I handle my bit like the man that I am, straight from the motherland. I'm following the plan of the great I am. So I walk the straight and narrow, and I hope they wanna follow. But even if they don't, then that's a pill they gotta swallow. The world is a stage, and you gotta play your part. But play the part that's gonna make it right in your heart. Cause you owe it to the ones that come behind you. Don't let them find you slipping with that thing that keeps you tripping. Keep your head up and never let your guard down. And if you're fed up, don't let up. Just love them by the pound, cause you can't afford to ever let them go. You gotta let them know that if there's trouble, you'll be down for sure. And when the test comes, you'll be there to help them take it. Props to yourself, you help them make it. Long ago, back in the day, I really didn't know what to do or say. Was a kid from the hood, just trying to do good. Didn't know if I could make it. Lived in the hood, the days are long. Wanted you right, but the evil's strong. It's a good thing your mama told you right from wrong, 'cause that's what
Man. Oh man. Yes.
I did that video with the band to show everybody that myself and the rest of us were really playing. That was the other thing. That was one of the things. Well, thanks to people like you who look beyond that. But as far as cracking like secular radio back then, it's
Right.
because none of the hooks were recognizable to them. You know what I mean? This was all brand new, fresh music, you know. But they did give it the props because it's done well. Now, you talk about that video. I fought to get that video shot on film and not videotape. That's the first thing. because I went to a couple of like Jack the Rappers and stuff with the label.
Yeah, I met
Big
Jack the
Dog
Rapper.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get some advice, and so I flew around and asked a question of Russell Simmons. I mean, it was Russell Simmons, Lamont Bowles, and a
Hmm.
couple of other people from Warner, and I just was asking them why they don't play secular. I mean, gospel rappers, so positive rappers, the way they play secular or music, period, for that matter. And Russell out of nowhere said, "Man, that's a real good question." He said, "That's the best question we had all day." And him and Lamont was like, "We can tell you why." And I was like, "Why?" So they were like, "Quality, period."
Come on.
I said quality, and they were like, "Yeah, if we play," he said, "if I play Tupac or TLC, and then when I'm ready to play your record, I gotta adjust the levels, I gotta turn the bass up, I gotta check out the EQ, make sure that it's matching everything else that's being played,
Come
and
on.
it's too long, or the intro is too long, or this." He said, "We ain't got time for all of that, so you get passed up." And he said that's 90% of gospel music, especially back then and even now. Gospel
Come
music,
on.
I hate to say this,
Tell
y'all,
it.
but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
Tell it.
Gospel music, especially when it comes to like choirs and stuff like that, and trend, it ain't marketable. In other words, you know what I mean? Gospel
Mm.
producers produce music so other musicians can be wild and be like, "Man, did you hear the drum, man? Did you hear the snap? Did you hear the inter?" No, we don't buy the records, fellas. Kevin Bond
Mm.
had that bad. The more I said, y'all did all of that, dude, just to get to the one. Really? George Clinton said, "Make my funk the P funk. Put your foot down on the one, come back on the two, and call it a day." But all that Jesus, Jesus, way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did all of that to get there. Really? Wasting my
Man.
time. So,
Hey, come on. Man, look, you are preaching, man. I'm glad
dude,
that you said that because a lot of gospel
yeah.
artists try to cut corners and things, just to get it out there.
They cut corners. Yeah. Either that or they just carbon copy it. Now,
Thank
here's
you.
some trivia. The drummer that you hearing on that back in the day track, you know who that
Uh-huh.
is? You're supposed to say who? That's Terry Baker. That's Kurt Franklin's drummer.
Oh, really? What?
Yep, I gave Terry was with me long before anybody even knew who he was. He was with us with Bobby Jones, but then I snatched him from Bobby and said, "Man,
Uh-huh.
I want you to roll with me and play all my stuff," because Bobby was just regular choir music. And so me and
Wow.
Terry been down since that was his first recording session. That was his
Uh-huh.
first gig, and the whole nine. And look at him now. My son can walk, he can run, he can ride a bike, he can do all of that.
Wow, that is amazing, man. Man, you giving some history here, man. Definitely, man. It's
Dude,
wow.
no
Hey,
doubt, no doubt.
hey, Kenny said, man, your song is still hot, man. Trendsetters, man. That still bangs for sure.
Man.
And-
Oh, so like I was saying, Russell, after I talked to Russell, and I said, "So Russell, quick, man, I need a quick jewel, some advice or whatever you can give me right now." He said, "Mike, I can give you one thing right now. Just run your label the same way I run mine, no matter how big it is or how small it is. Just do the same stuff at the level
Mhm.
that you are." He said, "Because when you get there, it's too late to learn how to be it." He said, "But what I will do for you is that I'll give you 30 minutes once a week. I can't promise it's the same 30 minutes or whenever it'll be, but I'll give you 30 minutes once a week." And sure enough, for about 3 or 4 months, man, I would call on Thursday. And if he was available, he was there. But if not, Tina, his assistant, will say, "Mike, we're gonna call you back at 3:30." And I'll be like, "Bet." So I
Uh-huh.
literally talked to Russell Simmons once a week for like 3 or 4, 5 months. But then the other thing was this. I knew that like the housing video, that was videotape, but that was okay because that was coming out of the MTV generation. But
Right.
I know also that film is what stands the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so I shot back in the day on film. It was a 3-day video shoot, and it was like a month. And watch this. I didn't get no uh wheels for my car. I didn't get the new kit for my Harley. I didn't
Mhm.
paint the kitchen. I put every single penny I had into every single record I ever done and every single video because it came back later. Now I have this video. I always wanted to be a boxer. in my career, but I
Mhm.
just didn't have that image to beat people up for no reason. Now, if you mess with my mom or something, you're gonna get stumped. You're gonna get stumped out.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah,
But
back in the
if
day.
I
Yep.
but if I like you, I can't just go in there and beat up on you and stuff. So that's
Right.
why the concept was what it was, and I had a ball doing it. And I was gonna put Reggie in it. You know what I
I
mean?
would say, yeah,
And
rest
watch,
in peace, Reggie White. Yeah, definitely,
yeah, Big
man.
Dog, yeah, Big Dog. He
Yeah.
is the Big Dog. That's we named
Yes,
the
he
label
is.
after him. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's how that all came together, and that's why that video, Kenny, thank you,
Uh-huh.
still has the feel that it has. It still looks legit.
Yes, it
It
does.
still sounds legit, and the
Very
whole
much so.
nine. So that's
Yeah,
it on that.
and that's the difference between artists back then and now. Again, you all made
Yeah,
timeless music. You know what I'm saying? You all brought
yeah,
quality music. Nowadays, you just like this
yeah.
gospel music is just thrown together, and just want to put Jesus on a
Yeah.
stamp on it. I'm like, come on, like
Because
seriously.
let me give my boy a shout out while I can, just so
Go
it'll
ahead.
be extra time. Toby Mac,
Yes,
that's my
Toby
dog.
Ma-
That's my ride or die. Toby Mac
awesome.
was my mold in the Christian music industry for a long time. Tony, because they would let Toby be privileged to a lot of information that they didn't want me to know. You know,
Ah,
and
ah.
let me give you this premise, the whole thing, because the story, dude, I have to have like a show, a series to tell you what happened. But this is it in a nutshell. When they
Uh,
called me in the office and said, you know, I got to set it up right. I did the Creation Festival coming off of the Go West tour, 80,000 kids. And I flew all of them cats that you see playing behind me. I flew them all up from Detroit. Because, back in the day, we just like in Brooklyn, New York, and Harlem, and Queens, and Wu Tang and everybody else, whoever got over brought everybody else. So that's
right.
what I
That's how
did.
it should
You know?
be. Right.
So I walked into the press room afterwards, the international press from all over the world, and this one dude from Toronto, Canada, I'll never forget, stood up behind the microphone and said, "Mike, we saw you on the Go West tour. We love your innovation, this and that, and that. But I saw you today and your band is all black. I noticed." He said, "Now, are you trying to make a statement or did it just turn out that way?" And now my manager is like kicking me under the table, dude, because she know me. And so I'm like, okay, well, now. I said, then I told him it turned out that way because I grew up in that neighborhood and all my friends just happened to be black. I missed the whole busing era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have plenty of universal friends, is what I called them back then. I said, but you know what's, and I would have been all right, dude, had I stopped there. Y'all would have never had to stop playing my music or none of that. But I didn't stop there because that wasn't the point that I was trying to make. So the next thing I said, and he turned back around to the mic. I said, I just came off of the Go West tour. Amy Grant, Sandy Patty, Michael W. Smith, uh, Russ Taff, everybody has had all white bands their whole entire career. And I
Ah,
guarantee you, nobody in this room ever asked them why.
come on.
Dude, just like that, you could hear a pin drop in there. You know what I'm saying? And
Put him
so
on blast.
I said, "Is that it? Is that it?" And then nobody said nothing. So me and my manager got up and walked out. So I got back to Nashville, dude, and oh God, I'm on the cover of every Christian magazine ever put out. Is Christian
Mhm.
racist? Mike E says yes. Mike E, the Malcolm X of Christian music. Mike
Wow.
E, the
Wow.
Chuck D. I got them all framed. My wife got them all framed. These are covers I'm getting. Dude, I couldn't even buy a cover. But now I'm on the cover of every magazine. So to put it in a nutshell, because I don't want to go down that road all the way. We don't have time. When they call me in there to give me some drama, you know what I'm saying? Reunion. Man, we've been good to you. We put you on the tour with Smitty and this and that. I said, yeah, but the next tour, y'all went across town and got DC Talk to open for Smitty. Instead of me, I'm on label with him. And y'all telling me my regulars having trouble recouping when y'all know I could recoup in a week if I was doing this next tour. I said, but the first tour must have been too much. And they said, well, you're trying to make us sound racist. I said, listen, man, let me tell you something. It's
Mm,
because see, I was older than they thought I was, and I had way more experience in life. I I
right.
came through the '67 riots, not that Sunday school picnic that Rodney King and them had. You feel me? I rioted from 68 was like 2 weeks long. Okay. Anyway,
Wow.
uh, I said I am not out trying to prove that y'all racist, but it's your
Right.
job to prove that you're not, and that's where you slip it. And that's all I said. And sat back. And I
Man,
said, dude, I'm not trying to prove what you about, you have to prove that you're not about that. And you haven't done that yet, which leaves everybody with the question, well, are you? Why then
Come on.
this? Why not that? Why do you? Why I told them all four of y'all in here are members of a golf club right here, a country club right here in Nashville. That the only thing I could do when you get there is get your sticks out of the car and polish your shoes because I sure can't play
Man,
with you because they don't
man, they
allow
don't want to hear that.
minorities to play there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't want to hear
that
that.
was way in the back of their mind. You know, it's almost as crazy as Trump and Zelensky the other day. The
Right.
knucklehead that asked Zelensky why did he have enough respect to put a suit on to come to the White House? When has Elon Musk ever had a suit on? He's in the White House open meetings. He's in the White House every freaking day with a baseball hat on and a t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
But you gonna sweat Zelensky because he ain't got a suit on? People stupid, man. They don't think before they speak. Anyway,
See,
I'm sure not going down that road.
hey, see, you're definitely exposing what goes on even in Christian music industry and things like that.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and even back
Listen.
then, it just you know, for them to ask that question, it's like, wow, you pretty much exposing yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because Ronnie, this is the key. There was an illusion that I learned quickly because, like I said, I grew up in Detroit. I moved to Brooklyn when I was 19 to play with Tremaine, and I stayed there for 10 years doing Broadway and all that. I
Uh-huh.
said that to say I'm from the real, okay? I'm from the hood, but you know, my parents raised me. I'm not taking the whole nine. This is the issue. We thought that because they were a Christian record label, it was ran, owned, and operated by Christians.
Come on now.
And that was farthest from the truth when I
Far
got in
from
there.
the truth.
Most of the people that worked at Reunion, dude, came from LA, from Geffen Records, when Geffen bought Reunion. You know what I'm saying? These people
Wow.
ain't never been to church a day in their life. The A&R people, the marketing people, the publicists, the whole nine. They just work at a record label that happens to be Christian. They do Christian music, put it that way. But as far they leave your ministry up to you. They literally told me that. They like, Mike, we're in the business of selling records. Your ministry is up to you. We'll support
Come
your
on.
ministry in the whole nine and do that, but that ain't what we here for, dude. We here to sell records, okay? And I had to tell some young guy, and I learned that though, because it really ain't a horrible thing unless you're
No.
under the illusion. Because
Right.
watch this. I'm gonna tell this so the young fellas can hear.
Tell
Because
it.
these boys is killing nowadays. Let me get that out there. This new trap hip hop generation of gospel rappers now,
Uh-huh.
these boys is killing. You feel me? Their
Yes.
tracks is banging, their
Yep.
vocals are real, their
Yep.
stories are off the chain, and they
Yes, sir.
slam it.
Slam.
And it ain't like no 3 or 4 of them like it was with us.
Right.
These
Right.
boys on satellite radio, and they rule it. Dude, they came here to Rocket Town a couple of months ago. Anyway, long story
Man.
short, kids used to come up to my label with a cassette tape. I want to be a Christian rapper. You want to be a Christian rapper? Okay. Why? Well, I think God gave me something to say to the young people. So I had to brainstorm, and I hope this gets around. I hope it got around back then because I didn't have this problem no more. So I put this kid in my car. I took him up to the local high school, which was McGarry, and we sat there because it was almost 3 o'clock. He said, "What we doing here?" I said, "You said you had something to say to the young people. They gonna be out of school in 3 o'clock, so you can get out there and do your thing, Doc. You know what I mean? Tell them
Come
what God
on.
told you to tell them." I said, "But that ain't why you came to see me. You came to see
No.
me because you've been watching Yo MTV Raps, and you want a 6th flow down on the flow, you know, and you want the spoke rims, and you want it to bounce up and down the street. You want to rock the ice. You want to do everything that you see the secular rappers doing in the name of Christianity.
Speak
That ain't
that,
what Big
man.
Dog is
Come
about.
on. Speak that.
I'm about, yeah." I said, "That ain't what this label is about, dude. This label is about being real and reaching them where they at. You feel me? Not pointing to where they are and telling them how to get out of it. No, go down there and tell them how you got out of there because that's where you came from. You feel me? That was me. So, dude, if you just want a message to the young people, you can do this all over town. You don't need me for this unless you need gas money or something. But if you come to Big Doggy, dude, I'm gonna need you to show me what you're gonna do to help me sell records. Okay? Because we're a record label.
Come on, man.
This is not a mission statement label. You know, this is not
And that's where the line is. The line should be drawn and made clear to a lot of these artists, because
Yeah.
I've encountered that. They said that they want to do ministry. All right, well then go and do ministry, or just be
There
honest
you
with
go.
yourself and say, look, hey, I am an entertainer. I want to get paid. Well, again,
Now watch this. Do
Go
this.
ahead.
Do it like Kurt doing it right now. Kurt be on Instagram with this tiny little white suit on, doing his best James Brown that he can do. Okay. Now,
right.
ain't nobody sweating him about it. You know why? Because he ain't doing it across the altar call. Kurt is like, y'all paid $150, $200 to come see me entertain you. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
that's what I'm here for. And I'm proud of him for having a big show, or at least trying to have a big show, because everybody, Newsboys, been had drugs floating upside down for 20 years. You know, DC Talk been had lights and sound and stage and touring for 20. We've been doing that stuff since the 90s.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
and gospel just now kept. That's why they all so happy. My boy Fred, me and Fred is like thick as thieves again. You know, between me and him, I hit Fred, he hit me right back. We got that. I told Fred, man, it did feel like it was when we was 18. You know, because we real now. But Fred is happy, and I don't blame him, because he out touring. He got the big stage. They got the buses. They got the trucks. They got
Puts
the
on a
makeup.
great
They got
show.
the catering,
Yes.
and they got the arenas. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And that's what I'm gonna do. One more of my own, and I'm gonna do it like Prince. It's just gonna be some exclusive dates. You know what I mean? I ain't even, unless somebody wants to put me out onto it. Oh, sorry, man.
Oh no, it's all right.
My bad.
You are speaking some jewels here and everything, man. And you said
Dude,
a key word,
what
man.
we gotta do.
A lot of these artists are under
Right.
an illusion and they need to come
Yeah.
up from under that. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, you need to put me on some of them seminars that you was advertising. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Some of those
all right.
events,
Okay.
I'll be happy to come and talk. Yeah, because that's really what I should be doing now. You know what I mean? I should be dropping these jewels and spreading this info that I had, that it took me what I went through to learn, so these people don't have to go through it. That's what Total Gig University is about. My company. I don't want you to have to wait 20 years and get canceled and get dropped from the label and can't get no tour and don't know why. I
Right.
can tell you why now. In 2 quick sessions, I can tell you what to change and fix. But anyway, that's one other day. But Roddy, man, this is great, man, because see, you get me talking. Because I ain't like Cat Williams. I'm not like Cat Williams as far as being perfect like you think he is,
Right.
which is why he blasting everybody. But he does know what he knows that he did and didn't do. That's the whole difference. You feel me?
Come on.
And I
Yes,
know
sir.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing to the Christian music industry for them to do me like they do. I didn't do nothing to have one back-to-back double awards for rap album, not song, but album of the year, and had 6 nominations. And then when I try to get me and Reggie to just be presenters, not even perform, just be presenters, you tell me I'm not the caliber artist to appear on the Double Award show because I'm not marketable.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
They told me that literally to my face. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, how can I be the only person still to this day to win back-to-back Double Awards for Rap Album of the Year?
Wait a minute.
And
The
had
only
6
person
nominations
to this
Yeah.
day to win back to back.
to this day. The only rapper to this day. Now a lot of cats have won back-to-back song and won back-to-back dubs, but not for the same thing. I have back-to-back for Rap Album of the Year. That's your whole body of work. You feel me? That's a reward of the blood, sweat, and tears and anointing and everything that went on your record. And you took time with the lyrics, and you took time with the hooks, and you took time with the mix, and you took time with the music on every song. That's how you get Album of the Year, not Song of the Year. You feel me?
Man.
So
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
but we can do this again, man. We can do this again anytime you're ready. All right.
Hey, man, look, we're gonna have to, because bro, hey, you are spitting knowledge. And one of the reasons why I do shows like this, especially for the folks at Foundation, because we need to honor our foundation. You know what I'm saying? Those who started off. You know?
But Ronnie, I'm gonna say this because it looked like your show is reaching the masses, which is great.
To God be the
And
glory.
it's almost difficult to say this without sounding like you need to blow your own horn. But
Right.
Ronnie, to accomplish what I'm the first rapper in history to ever rap on Broadway in a live Broadway performance, only because
Wow.
Buster and leader of the New Schools tour went a week past opening night, and God worked it out for me to be there, and they weren't. So that made me the first. It's in the New York Post. It's in the New York
Wow.
Times. The whole nine. Me. I've done all of this stuff,
Wow.
man, and I don't even get invited to the Stellar Awards. I don't even get invited to none of these shows, let alone a Lifetime Achievement Award. If you
Wow.
call me the pioneer, everybody I meet calls me the pioneer. Mike, you the first. You do this. You do that. You do this. And
Right.
watch this. There's the R&B museum here. Got an amazing gospel section to it, and I'm in it three or four times. I'm in it with Commission. I'm in it with Edwin Hawkins. I'm in it with Bobby Jones.
Detroit, right?
But Mike E. No, it's here in Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. My bad. Okay, Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay.
And watch this. But Mike E ain't in there. But guess who they're talking about putting in there first? This is a Hall of Fame. Okay, it's a museum. Lecrae. Now,
Nah.
watch this. I love Lecrae, and
Yeah.
this ain't Kanye. I mean, this is not Drake. You know,
Right.
and my boy. This ain't a beef between me and Lecrae.
Right. Yeah. Kendrick
But
Lamar. Yeah.
that's- Kidding. But that would be blasphemy to put Lecrae in a Hall of Fame now
I
at
agree.
this point in his career.
You know what? And I
Only
think
because that's the only rapper y'all know now.
exactly, and
That's-
because he's the first rapper to win a Grammy and everything. I
No,
would
he
say that.
ain't. No, he ain't. No,
First
he's
Christian
not.
hip hop artist. First.
No,
Christian-
he's not.
Oh,
Toby
tell it.
Mac got a Grammy. Toby Mac and DC Talk got a Grammy.
You know what? You're right. Hey, okay, yeah. That
Now
that
he may
is
be the
true.
first black rap artist.
The first
you know
black,
what I mean?
exactly, right? Yeah, the first black rap, exactly, right? Yeah, let's call
Yeah.
a spade.
But
now, yeah,
but watch this. It ain't like that. I ain't got the accolades and the resume. You feel me? I
Right.
ain't crying spilled milk. God put me in a place to where I've experienced all of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I got my Grammy rapping. I had mine before him though. People don't even realize that. You know why? Because I
Uh-huh.
rapped on the Soulful Celebration album with Quincy Jones. The Handle Soulful Celebration album.
Yes.
I rapped on that album.
I forgot
And
about
anybody
that.
that performed on that record as a solo
Yes.
artist, which was me, got a Grammy.
I remember that.
'Cause-
I,
Yeah,
Oh,
because
man.
the album got a Grammy.
it
See
sure
what I'm saying?
did. Yes,
That's-
yes, and I forgot you were
See what
on
I'm-
there. You
Yeah,
you-
I wrote not only am I on there rapping, but I did all the guitar work in the opening interlude, the opening prelude to the song. That's me. When he goes through all the generations of music, that's me playing all the guitar from Murder Morning.
Wow.
You feel me?
I had no idea. Because matter of fact, you even in the video
Exactly.
too. Yeah, you're in the video.
Thank you. And the
Man.
tour.
Wow. That's-
We did our City Hall. We did the Tonight Show. We did everything, dude.
So
Everything.
basically, you've been to where a lot of these artists are trying to go for the big stage and everything.
That's all I'm saying, dude. Because since that day I went to the Journey soundcheck, it was nowhere else for me to be. Watch this. This may sound crazy, but in my
Uh-huh.
mind, if you ain't Michael Jackson, you ain't all the way there yet. If you ain't Prince, you ain't all the way there yet. You just performing. If you ain't the Rolling Stones or
Come on.
Elvis, you ain't all the way there yet. You just gigging. Dude, so many of these guys are like, y'all ain't paid. Yolanda, Adams, and I can talk about this because they my friend. I used to tell them in the green room, you ain't paid. I said, Missy Elliott is paid, girl. Okay? You ain't paid.
Come
Kurt,
on.
you ain't paid, dude. Tupac is
Man.
paid. Okay? Puffy is
And he
paid.
did.
God bless him.
Uh-huh.
And all of these cats back then, y'all just been able to pay your bills and maybe have an extra car. And you think you're already there. Because you can
Hey,
pay
that's
your
that
mortgage
illusion.
sometimes.
That's that illusion.
No,
that you're
it's an
talking about.
illusion. But I said, watch this. All four of us could go to the mall right now and just
Mhm.
start walking. And it may be a minute before they recognize Kurt, only because he's so short and funny with him like that. And that they may say, oh man, is that Kurt? But I used to tell Toby and them the same thing. Dude, y'all got platinum records and we can go to the mall right now and won't nobody follow you around. Let Eminem try to walk through the mall. Let Jay-Z try to walk through the mall. Let Kendrick or Drake try to walk through the mall. When y'all get to that level, come on at me.
Wow, man.
Right
That's
now,
crazy.
right now. Yeah, right now y'all just gigging. And God bless you, and I'm happy for you. You're doing your thing. But dude, please don't be walking around like you already there, dissing people. not signing autographs, not taking pictures, not having time to stop and meet somebody's mother because they brought them to the concert.
Right.
How dare you? How dare you?
See, that's why I'm not starstruck. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, I've been around and all. I'm like, okay, you just a human being, just like I am. You know.
But how you starstruck on yourself? That's what cracked me up. Dude,
hey, and that's that pride. What the Bible, what the Bible say, pride comes before the fall, right? Hey,
watch this, dude. I'm sitting in restaurants all over the country, all over the world, really, and ain't nobody there but me, BB, and Whitney eat. Right? People walk up to the table, go crazy. I have to get them in, get them out, all that kind of stuff. But watch this. When I eat, I had to pay if I went in there without them. You know what I'm saying? So why am I walking around saying I just had dinner with Whitney Houston? You don't know who I am. You a cat that just looked up and Whitney paid for your dinner. That's who you are.
Man, look, that's why we need to honor people like you and all, because you have contributed a lot and you did it with a sincere heart. And I mean, we know your brother's reward is up there in heaven and everything. God sees that. Yeah, go ahead.
But this is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna say. Okay.
Go ahead. Hey,
so everybody will be clear on this. This is not about me. No. I have kids, I have 11 grandchildren. You feel me? And I want them to know who their grandfather was and why he wasn't around like regular grandfathers, you know, because I was touring. My girls on my 50th birthday, 60th birthday, they threw me a little party, my family, my kids. And one of my daughters, Buki, the oldest one, picked up one of my tour books. And she went through it and she said, Daddy. I said, what? She said, you did every one of these shows? I said, yeah, that's called a tour, Buki. You know that. And you know what she said? No wonder you wasn't never at home. And I was like, what, you thought I was a deadbeat dad or something that I just didn't care? Why? Because I'm just playing guitar. I'm not the one they see on TV all the time. I'm there, but I ain't there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but anyway, man, that's why. Don't y'all think that I'm crying sour grapes and got this ego that needs to be stroked. This is for I want my grandkids to come up on stage with me.
That legacy.
When it happens. Yes. That's what I want. I want them to be able to take their kids to the National R&B Music Hall of Fame here in Nashville and say, that's your great grandfather right there. That's your mom right there. That's your grandmother in that video with him.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what this is for me. That's what it's for me.
And when I come to Nashville, I definitely want to visit that. Yeah, I definitely want
to I'll take you down there. You need to. In fact, we need to do a podcast from down there. They'll let us do it.
Oh, really?
We'll walk through. Yeah, we'll walk through with the cameras on because it's all interactive.
Oh man, I would love that opportunity. I may definitely take you up on that for sure. Because again,
okay. So Doc, watch this. I hate to be ghetto, but I'm down to like 1%. I see. Now either go and get a plug, or we're going to finish
go ahead, man.
Show.
Go ahead.
All right, because I don't want to.
Hey, y'all, again, man, we just talking to Mike E, guys, and hey, man, we just want to thank him so much for everything that he's doing. And yes, there's his website right there. You need to definitely go ahead on and definitely go check him out. Look at all that he's done, what he's contributed to Christian hip hop and just the music industry in general. All right, because again, hey, these are the legends that we need to honor and continuously honor. So because they help pave the way. So if you're an artist out there, Christian hip hop artist, you know what I'm saying? You need to definitely know who Mikey is. Yeah, hey,
I'm back there. And y'all can see I'm real because I ain't got no little assistant here saying, hey boss man, I need to plug your phone up. It's about to die. I had to go get my charger out the bedroom. Anyway, man. I gotta get ready to bounce anyway, man. But thanks for having me on. Y'all, but Ronnie said, I said, Ronnie, how long is this gonna be? He said about 30 minutes at the most. I'm like, yeah, right.
Hey, I told you being a legend it's probably gonna be more. So hey,
I appreciate you, Ronnie. I love you. I love what you're doing, man. And you're doing it right too. It looks great. It sounds great. You're doing it right. Congratulations. And because I was with Yes Lord Radio for a long time.
Yes Lord Radio. Yeah. Okay.
With the mic check. Yeah. We got a couple of stellars behind that. So I know what you're doing. And my degree is in broadcast communication too. My real college degree.
Okay. Mine's similar. Yep. Public relations.
There you go.
Communication. So yeah, that's me.
Now, what's the name of your show?
It's called Sound Sessions, Gospel Soul on Blast, or just straight Sound Sessions, pretty much.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm doing this on purpose so that people be like, "What the heck was he doing?"
Hey, look, man, we're
You
gonna
gotta
have you
be
back
ready.
on again, sir. All right. Hey,
Anytime, man. Anytime. And then if
all
you
right.
find somebody, you and I will co-host, and we'll both interview them. Let's get BB on here or Kurt or somebody and interview them.
Hey, well, look, let's make it happen. All right, let's make it happen.
Let's make it
Seriously.
happen. Yeah, that'll be good.
Hey, you.
All right, one
Hey,
love,
look, you have a
people.
blessed night, sir. All right,
I
all
too.
right. Hey,
Y'all
God
stay,
bless
you too,
you,
Doc.
man.
I love you. Stay in the
Yes,
house.
sir.
Stay in the house. We going back in the day, no doubt.
Back in the
Peace.
day. All right. Mike here, y'all. You all have a blessed one. And remember, you matter in the kingdom of God. So don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else. Do what God's called you to do, and you'll be just fine. We'll see you for another session, Sound Sessions. Peace.